Hello everyone. Today we head to Paris to explore the Franck Sorbier Haute Couture Fall-Winter 2026-2027 show, a collection titled Elsewhere Seekers, which breathes a wave of optimism and turns the runway into a poetic odyssey through time. We are transported to July 8th, right into the energy of a Paris reminiscent of the 1900 World's Fair. Imagine stepping into the lobby of the Hôtel Regina, a quiet, refined hub where explorers, writers, artists, dancers, and aristocrats cross paths on the eve of a long journey to the ends of the earth. Have you ever felt that bittersweet, joyful tension that comes right before departing into the unknown? The entire set establishes this Belle Époque aesthetic, a pivotal era when travel symbolized both luxury and an insatiable thirst for knowledge, culture, and discovery. It is the gathering point for a community of aesthetes ready to embark for distant shores. The designer approaches the garment as a living chronicle, an imaginary map interweaving the tales of Marco Polo, the fantastical world of Jules Verne, and the nostalgia of legendary journeys aboard the Orient Express or ocean liners like the Normandy and the Queen Mary. The engineering behind each cut reflects a desire to create a dialogue between memories and cultures, rather than simply lining up theatrical costumes. It is a long-haul journey stretching along the ancient Silk Road, traversing Tibet, Nepal, Bhutan, India, Vietnam, and Central Asia. Fashion here becomes a continuous crossing, designed to enrich the contemporary wardrobe with stories, diverse traditions, and intersecting perspectives. The posture is proud, determined, driven by a rhythmic cadence that evokes the crossing of oceans and steppes. Their gait calls to mind travelers leaving a harbor for a long expedition to distant lands, bringing a serene, confident presence against the elements. The visual signature of this stance relies on a strong emphasis on pants, a direct symbol of emancipation and freedom of movement. Franck Sorbier structures the silhouette while liberating the stride, affirming women's right to travel, create, express themselves, and trace their own path in complete autonomy across the world. Analyzing the construction reveals a remarkable assembly, where the most diverse geographical influences merge without ever clashing. A striking example of this feat lies in pairing coats with Ottoman precision alongside the fluidity of Asian-inspired cuts, maintaining a perfect architectural balance between structure, hold, and movement. The volumes articulate cleverly to protect the body while revealing a natural grace. Designed to evoke the demands of the road, the diversity of terrains, and the changing climates of the continents explored. The dialogue of materials contrasts the density of velvet and the richness of animalier jacquards with the lightness of delicate silk organza featherlight as a plume. Light catches the threads to set a commanding palette vibrating, dominated by the power of black, white, and red, elevated by subtle touches of gold and silver. It is a deeply organic treatment of the surface where the garment captures, holds, and reflects the brilliance of the civilizations crossed along the way, creating a play of relief and texture as the models pass by. Looking closely at the atelier work, the craftsmanship shines through exceptional embroidery and textile mastery, refined down to the smallest detail. This expertise is particularly clear in the fusion of motifs. Uzbek ikats dialogue naturally with Persian palmettes, intricate Mughal details, and patterns from antique Japanese kimonos. Each piece becomes a vessel for rare, precious memories gathered over time, stitched directly into the fabric to compose a living tapestry of pure craftsmanship and pass down the memory of ancestral gestures. The show opens with stopover silhouettes, clean-lined pantsuits, and tailored separates strictly structured for the journey. Then the narrative deepens, gaining in density, opulence, and theatricality across the continents, unfolding increasingly generous, enveloping volumes. The final climax highlights a message of freedom and humanity. The gleams of gold and silver celebrate sharing, solidarity, and the richness of cultural exchange, making textile creation a true bridge between peoples. This vision, however, may divide opinion. By prioritizing such a dense, immersive narrative packed with historical references, the designer embraces a collection conceived above all as a creative and poetic laboratory, intentionally removed from the demands of an ultra-minimalist or purely functional daily wardrobe. He chooses pure sartorial art, where emotion and storytelling take precedence over commercial simplicity. Franck Sorbier reaffirms his unique standing as a storyteller, artisan, and poet within the Paris Haute Couture landscape. This presentation leaves the lasting mark of fashion envisioned as a universal language, a passport toward mutual understanding, respect, and a powerful force for unity. Do you think haute couture should continue to inspire dreams through historical narrative and escapism? Or do you prefer an approach rooted in modern pragmatism? Let me know your honest thoughts in the comments. I'd love to read your perspective. Thank you so much for sharing this moment of analysis with me. For a little backstory, the Hôtel Regina, the very setting that inspired this show, is the exact location where the International Federation of Red Cross and Red Crescent Societies was founded in 1919, giving a very special meaning and a deep resonance to the message of universality carried by Franck Sorbier throughout this collection. I wish you a wonderful time watching the rest of the show. Enjoy every silhouette, and I'll see you very soon for a new analysis.
Durgaya